Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking about Franklin D. Roosevelt. Now, who was he? He was the 32nd President of the United States. He attended Harvard University and Columbia Law School. He led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. He was homeschooled until he was 14. He saw his fifth cousin Theodore Roosevelt as a role model. He fell in love with Theodore Roosevelt's niece, Eleanor Roosevelt. He was the only president to be elected to office 4 times, and he was the longest-serving president. And he was the first president with a significant physical disability. About his disability. In the summer of 1921, when he was 39, he contracted polio. He first complained of lower back pain and went for a swim in hopes to ease the soreness, but his legs just became weaker, and after 3 days of these symptoms, he could no longer hold his own weight. His skin became very sensitive, and even a slight breeze across his body caused extreme pain. He became permanently paralyzed, but he never lost hope that he would regain the use of his legs. He depended on his wife to represent him in office as he recovered from polio. He swam 3 times a week to help regain strength in his arms and torso, and he got steel braces that locked at the knee to help him stand without assistance. Warm Springs. Warm Springs is a resort in Georgia that has springs that get up to 80 degrees, and it lasts like that all year round. So he was contacted by George Peabody, a friend who knew of his recent polio attack. And Peabody told Roosevelt how a young man by the name of Louis Joseph had infantile paralysis, or polio, and was cured by the healing waters of Warm Springs. He recommended the Warm Springs facility to FDR, hoping he would also become miraculously cured. In 1924, he made a trip to the Georgia resort, hoping that the mineral water in the springs could treat his paralysis. Although the waters did not restore him to ultimate health, he continued visits throughout his political life, which increased the resort's popularity in business. In 1926, Warm Springs was having financial issues, so FDR bought the facility and transformed it into a rehabilitation center for polio patients like himself. The following year, the Warm Springs Foundation was considered a permanent hydrotherapeutic center by the American Orthopedic Association. Adapting to his disability. FDR made his way back into politics and was unsure of how the public would react to his disability. When he withdrew from politics, it was unsure why he did it. He didn't tell the public he had polio. During this time, disability was frowned upon, and people were treated with ignorance. So he was afraid people would also treat him like this. Disabled people were put into asylums, banished from families, not employable, and removed from society completely. And he was afraid society would treat him like this as well. His disability did not affect his presidency, and people were sympathetic towards him. In a way, his disability and the public seeing him have a successful career showed the society that people with disabilities can do anything that anybody else can do. And it helps the stigma around people with disabilities get better during this time. He used a special wheelchair he designed himself in private. He didn't use a regular wheelchair because they were bulky and most buildings were not accessible, and he knew he needed something small, efficient, and discreet. He took a dining chair and replaced the legs with bicycle wheels. He did not want America to see him in a wheelchair because they would think he was not capable. He came up with a method for walking when in public. He used a cane and the arm of another person to swing his legs forward in order to appear like he was walking. Photographers were told by FDR not to take pictures of him, and the Secret Service was assigned to interfere with anyone that tried to take a photo of him in a disabled or weak state. Here, I'm just going to show a video of him using someone else in a railing to swing his legs forward to make it appear like he's walking.
To us, a very old new video to us showing FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who had polio.
And there's that. His influence. His illness put him into a category frowned upon by most of the American population. The way he viewed himself as a person, father, and politician, despite his limitations, helped others to change the way they viewed others affected by disease or disability. FDR became a symbol of strength and perseverance to Americans. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I have lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the thing you really think you cannot do. And that is a quote by Roosevelt that I really like. Specifically, these are some of his political accomplishments: the New Deal, financial and economic reforms. He helped form the United Nations. He launched programs like the Federal Housing Administration and the National Housing Act, which stimulated home building and ownership. And he led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. And he did this all while having to adapt to his new disability and the paralysis of his legs. And here are my resources.